Hello, everyone. I thought I would talk about something that I talked about in my Cynical Writer video, which is only available on YouTube. But I thought I would just talk about an aspect of what I said in that video because I want more people to hear it. And that is that I think that introverted authors in general are at a disadvantage when it comes to promoting themselves on social media. Because here's the thing, is that the authors who often succeed the most on social media are people who tend to have, let's say, a certain amount of charisma or social skills or whatever. But here's the thing: just because someone has that, that doesn't necessarily mean that they've written the best book. That is an entirely separate skill set, and so, but introverted authors are at a disadvantage because historically, a lot of the best authors have been people who haven't been very socially skilled. They've been people who have led rather private or sheltered lives. Thomas Pynchon, who has never done an interview or even been seen in public, or someone like Cormac McCarthy or Nathaniel Hawthorne was very private. Melville was very private. Dickens was more public. He was one of the more public faces and individual. He was definitely, most certainly, at least lean extroverted. But here's the thing, is that it's very difficult now, almost impossible, especially if you're a self-published author, to get any traction unless you promote your work on social media. But if you're an introverted author, quite often you're not going to be as good at that as an extroverted author. But how good of a writer you are, that is not related to how good you are at social media. So quite often the extroverted writers have a disadvantage, even if in some cases they're not the best writers. And so I just think it's very unfortunate. You know, there really isn't any such thing anymore as a reclusive author, an author who can remain private and anonymous and just let their work speak for itself. Quite often now, if an author becomes famous, it's not because of their book, it's because of them. Their book only becomes famous because of the author. The author has become the selling point and not their work. So it's really difficult now to lead a private life as an author and still have success. And I think that's very unfortunate because it's more difficult than ever now to actually separate the art from the artist because they're just so intertwined. And that's why I think introverted authors are at a disadvantage on social media, which I believe is unfortunate.